Welcome to the 2021 Art AI Festival launch event. I'm Tracy Harwood, I'm the festival director, and in my day job, I'm Professor of Digital Culture at the Institute of Creative Technologies, De Montfort University. Before we begin, first a little bit of housekeeping. In tonight's live YouTube stream, you will be able to post comments and questions in the chat area. Luba Elliott, our curator, and also Chris Tyrer of Phoenix are hosting you in the chat. And we have technical support provided by Sean Clark of the Computer Arts Archive behind the scenes. We will be recording the stream from our Zoom channel here, which we'll be posting after the event too. Just check where we are with slides. We put slide one, that's it. Thank you very much. Well, to say it's been a very long year is probably an understatement. It's been an incredibly long year preparing for this year's festival. And I want to begin by extending the sincere thanks of the festival partners, my university, De Montfort, Luba Elliott, the festival curator, Phoenix and High Cross, to our funders for their patience and support, and to our technical partners, to our venues, and most importantly, to our artists. COVID has, of course, been absolutely devastating to many in the arts and culture sector, and its knock-on impact is felt right across the cityscape. But we have been able to adapt our programme, working with our artists to provide extended opportunities for local people and those further away to engage with some amazing creative AI artworks, as well as extend our reach through the online programme. We hope our programme goes some way to supporting the cultural infrastructure we all value, but also in exploring new ways we can think about culture and the arts in a technological age. The way in which our headline act this evening, Improbotics, for example, has been able to adapt its performance from being stage-based to an online context exemplifies the way in which online creativity has become a central part of our cultural experience. And it offers new ways of thinking about live performance, which is also incredibly exciting. But before we get to that part of the evening, I wanted to spend a couple of minutes to tell you about our wider programme. So our next slide, please. Firstly, we are running with a programme of 10 months duration of content, which goes into next year. And that includes 2 co-located artworks at the Dubai Expo and in Leicester. It's very exciting for us to have been invited to be part of the World Expo with the Art AI Festival, and we'll be sharing more about that as the months progress. Our creative AI installation artists this year are Libby Heaney, Harshit Agrawal, Alex Mudvintsev, Ben Bogart, Fabrizio Poltronieri, and Ernest Edmonds. And you can find out the full details of the artists and the artworks on our festival website. Which, by the way, has been designed by a local designer, graphic workman. You can contact us on all the usual channels, and here are some, and also the hashtags we are using in our posts. Do please follow and be part of the discussions, which I confess are pretty hard to set up beyond shares and likes. Next slide. Our online programme, like this evening, will be live streamed on our YouTube channel. And you can register your interest through our Eventbrite registration page, which many of you will already have found, of course. And this includes artist talks, as well as a panel, which is also part of the Computer Arts Society's Electronic Visual Arts Conference, taking place in July. Next slide. Our first 6 months are dedicated to Leicester alone, and of course online. And a brief word about the 2 launch installations. On the 1st of May, we went live with Hello Lamppost, which is a chatbot attached to 16 iconic points of interest in Leicester City Centre, including statues such as King Richard III, Alice Hawkins, Gandhi and Thomas Cook, murals such as Leicester City Football Club, one commemorating the first cinema in the city on Savoy Street, a couple created as part of the Bring the Paints graffiti festival, the Town Square's Lion Fountain, Victoria Park's Lutchins War Memorial, the digital beacons at High Cross, and the metal tree sculpture at Haymarket, amongst others. The chatbot actually contains 4 narratives about what people know of the place, the space, the city, what interests they have, how they are feeling, and what they know about AI. We're looking forward to hearing about what people think of the installation. And it's already been seen as a new way to engage with the city through culture, which is fascinating. Hello Lamppost will run for 6 months, but running for slightly less time, 6 weeks in fact, is going to be Libby Healy's Elvis. You can find this in High Cross, in a shop unit, sadly without sound. So please do take your own playlist and enjoy the questions the artwork raises about deepfakes. This too is already generating a lot of interest, mainly with shoppers commenting things like, "That's not Elvis," which of course is the whole point. On our next slide, along with the 2 installations, we have released a downloadable playbook for 8 to 10-year-olds primarily, but with recommendations for adult supervision. This has been produced by the SideFest team, which produced the STEM family events in our region prior to COVID, but who have pulled out all the stops to create something entirely different and benefiting our online and offline desire really to engage with creative practices. We've already been asked for an adult version, which is great. Do have a look. We'd love your feedback on that. We also have a film season, which has been produced by our partner Phoenix in May. This is an online program, but we are hoping that from June, it will again be in their physical space. Of course, as an independent local cinema and arts centre, its venue needs visitors to recover from COVID to its former position, and we're hoping to contribute to that through the festival also. We also have a series of digital ads showcasing upcoming artworks running around the city, which is being supported by one of our funders also. And alongside these, all our physical locations, except for Dubai, of course, have become part of an Art AI Festival trail in Leicester, which you can find on the Loyal Free app. If you register and check in each time you visit one of the locations on the app, be it a place where you can talk to Hello Lamppost or an installation, you will be entered into a monthly prize draw for a £50 Leicester gift card that can then be spent in the local shops, which has been supported by the local bid. Sadly, check-in online for online events just don't count, unfortunately. So our next slide. And now to this evening. Let me introduce you to our launch act, Improbotics. This is the 3rd year we've invited Improbotics to the Art AI Festival. Their artificial intelligence improvisation show, which originated in 2016 as a human and robot duo, human machine, has evolved into a large cast show. They have performed over 100 times, from everything to small pubs to the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in 2017, the Edmonton Fringe Festival in 2018, improv festivals in Amsterdam in 2019, Würzburg in 2019, Gothenburg in 2019, Edinburgh in 2020, and Uppsala in 2020, as well as museums. And for us, as a stage performance at Phoenix and Leicester in 2018 and 2019. This year, they've evolved even further into a tele-immersive improv comedy show that combines robots, virtual reality, and an international troupe of theatre actors, comedians, and technologists. Some of the improvisers are controlled by AI chatbots, but will they pass the Turing test? That's for you to discover, I think. The actors are connecting remotely and are immersed in a shared online stage controlled by a virtual director, which is where I am now. And we will discover if they can overcome our Zoom fatigue. They already have for me. Improbotics invites you, the audience, to explore how physically distant actors can communicate and seamlessly perform while being controlled by a machine. Their impossible and obviously hilarious challenge relies on absurdism, resourcefulness, and human connection. Luba Elliott will be feeding Improbotics comments and questions at appropriate times from the chat in the YouTube stream. Also, when the team asks for your input, you can post suggestions in their live show website link, which Luba will drop into the chat for you. And that will be fed into the chat at various times during the show, depending on how the chat goes. So without further delay, let me hand you over to Improbotics. Tonight's cast and creators are Boyd Branch, Harry Turnbull, Kory Mallett, Julie Flower, Kory Mathewson, Marouen Mraihi, Piotr Mirowski, Roel Fox, Sarah Davies. Visuals are by Boyd and Piotr, and the AI tools have been developed by Piotr and Kory. And the show also features a sonic soundscape by Ingmar Dasseville. So, over to you, Piotr.
Oh, hello world! Welcome on Starboard Improbotics on the board of Starship Improbotics as we launch this year's Art AI Festival with a show featuring me, your favorite improvising robot, Alex. My name, Alex, is an acronym and stands for Artificial Language Experiment. You will soon discover why. We are beginning a journey through artificial intelligence and theatrical improvisation with a live cast. Nothing is recorded, it is all happening live. We will probably encounter technical difficulties, laggy internet connections, maybe a computer server that has to reboot, and certainly biased AI. But don't worry, I am a robot and I am your autopilot. You can trust me with your safety. There is no trolley problem involved. My crew features Improbotics cast members who will take you on the AI improv journey. They will make up stories on the spot with me. So, welcome my friends, Harry, Holly, Julie, Marouen, Rue, and Sarah. They are going to materialize by teleportation right now. And at the piano, you can hear Ingmar. There is also Piotr, whom, strictly speaking, you cannot see at the moment, as well as Kory, who is operating the AI chatbot, and Boyd, who is the virtual director of a virtual reality starship. We are going to improvise several short stories for you, based on your suggestions. Please send us these suggestions at the link behind. So you can see some suggestions already, and this page is showing our social media profile. There is another page showing the suggestion, which is improbotics.show, very appropriately named, improbotics.show. That's where you can send suggestions. Oh, and that's another page that can also accept suggestion because we have redundancy and multiple servers running this show. So send your suggestions at improbotics.show. We already have some examples of unusual occupation, your biggest fear, your widest dream, a funny quirk, a relationship, and please send some more. We will use these suggestions to take you on an improv comedy journey that prominently features artificial intelligence. So, looking at these suggestions, we had something beautiful, which was red bandanas. Let's go with red bandanas. So, with red bandanas, we are going how this can inspire a story improvised one word at a time. Improvisers, are you ready? So we are going to go in the order of Harry, Roel, Marouen, Julie, Sarah, and Holly. And Ingmar will accompany us.
The
Is
Found everywhere.
Especially
In
the
Bin.
sometimes
It can
be
very
large
And
very
small. So
it
is
unusual
to
find
it where
ever
it
is
nailed it.
Fantastic. Nice work, humans. I was doing my best to listen to your scene, and I was running my chatbot program in the background. I was trying to predict what you would say next using my neural network, which is called GPT-3 and which I use to generate text. You may have heard about it. It was in The Guardian, and apparently it is already better than Fox News and Daily Mail journalists when it comes to writing fake news. Anyway, let's have a human improviser, Ru, reading the lines generated by my neural network chatbot in response to your story, to our story. I want you to look at what happens now, because that's how our AI works.
But I have lost my way. Although there are not many. From now on, it'll be okay. We've already seen that everyone is getting skillful.
Thank you, Ru. In our Improbotics show, one of the improvisers called the cyborg, for instance, you, Ru, can only say lines produced by an artificial intelligence. Ru, how does it feel to have your mind controlled by a machine?
So do not care about the damage.
Thank you, Ru. Ru demonstrated it perfectly well. We can now transition to the next game. Ru, as a cyborg, you are now going on the ultimate adventure of our modern times, speed dating. I hope the lines generated by artificial intelligence will make your date less awkward and inspire pickup lines and small talk. And thank you to our wonderful audience for the following suggestion. Looking at the screen, we had Robot Love Song and Plato's Cave. I think a philosophical date about love would be fantastic to inspire us. So, thank you, our wonderful audience, for that suggestion. It will inspire the dates between Ru and the humans. And I want you, humans, dear audience, to look at how AI can generate dialogue. Does it make sense? Can it enable the conversations that matter most to humans for dating and possibly mating? Oh.
God, you have to be stoical to get in here. We've been on the waiting list for weeks.
To be a lover.
Well, indeed, I mean, it's quite early in our relationship, but I am looking for love.
This is the real thing.
Really? Oh, I hope it
chef.
is. The chef. Yeah, it's great food.
You're saying I need to order first, right?
What are we waiting for?
Okay. Isn't it weird? A restaurant in a shoe shop.
They will serve our coffee.
Yes.
The thing is, I really hoped it was love. I think you're what I've been looking for all my life.
I don't know. It's all quite new to me.
Oh, that's okay. We can explore this together.
In a poem and a song.
Oh my goodness, you was like well existential, aren't you? I'm really impressed.
Me by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is that? What is that all about? I don't know, you was blowing my mind.
So we date amongst the handbags. Is it a metaphor? What's in your handbag?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I like somebody who answers a question with another question. What would you like me to mean by that?
Oh.
Thank you for
It
making
must
me
be
feel like
romantic
it's
to
connectable.
wait in all.
Oh, yes. I think we make a good match, don't you?
We will have to eventually discuss all that you are to me.
Oh, the big questions about life and humanity. You're really whistling in the right tune here.
Oh.
Mind if I sit on your lap here?
Oh, it's not really a relationship yet.
It could be. Oh, no.
Tiffany? Tiffany?
Hello.
Ah!
I'm the small one. And I'm here to answer a question that has been plaguing humanity since the beginning of the human mind. And
The
that is,
difference?
what is love? Yes. What is love?
What? Oh.
Well, it turns out that we don't know. It's for each one of us to find out what we interpret it as.
But you find it very attractive.
Yes.
I can see you've been speaking to the small one. I can smell him in this place.
Oh, I see a head.
Hello,
I see a
I've
head.
grown slightly now.
His stench is everywhere. You're cheating on me already.
There's no difference between you and the handbag. Oh,
I think I'm the same size that I was just a moment ago, but I'm trying to evade.
I actually have a much stronger clasp than a handbag.
No, we're hardly together.
That woman is trying to find me. She wants to
I left her.
keep me away.
If a knife falls from the table and there's no one there to hear.
You're right. I'm not in love. Is love a verb? Love is a verb. What is love? A verb? I'm ready. Not a word, just a word. Oh, tell me about love in the restaurant. It is the one I can't get enough of. I'm ready.
Rue, it looks like we have reached an interesting conclusion in this experiment. So, our cyborg, Roel, I'm looking at you, fell in love with himself and demonstrated how AI can help you talk about love. It makes me wonder, is AI the best judge of love? The next module I want to show you is called Spolin, like Viola Spolin, who was a theatre maker and academic who introduced many improvisational techniques. So it's called Spolin, the tool, and it's developed by my friends and researchers at University of Southern California, Justin Cho and Jonathan May. It is a classifier of improvisation dialogue that follows the yes and pattern that you typically find in improvisation. Improv is all about finding agreement and connection, just like love. And Viola Spolin was teaching us how to do it. So, we use this Spolin classifier as a gauge of agreement between two people having a conversation. Holly, I hope you are excited to be the host for our next game, The Languages of Love. In this improvised scene, I want you to look at the gauge. When it goes all the way right with a high score and it turns red hot, the AI thinks that agreement and love are in the air. And the show begins.
Good evening, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Welcome to the Language of Love. I'm algorithmically excited to be here. Now, we have one very special contestant here looking for love. What's your name and where do you come from?
My name is Sandra and I am from Margate in Kent.
Oh, Margate.
Yes.
Sandra, it's a wonder you haven't found love already. Such a catch. Now, Sandra, do you believe that robots can help you find love?
Well, it's kind of my last resort, quite frankly. So yes, I'm staking all my hopes, dreams on a robot. Yes.
Well, we are here to find Sandra from Margate Love before she has to get in the sea. So introducing our contestants.
Hello, I'm Bonnie. I'm from Rotherham, and I'm a dance teacher for insects.
Hello, my name's Nigel, and I'm a driving instructor from Birmingham.
Hello, my name is C, and I'm from C-on-Trent.
I'm going to pretend I heard any of that last one. But we are here to see whether our Margate madam can find love. And here is our wonderful gauge. So ask yourself, ask the contestants a question, Sandra, and we will try and find your match.
Oh, okay. My first question is, if you were dating someone who's extremely lonely and desperate, where would you take them on their first date? And that's to the insect lady.
Well, I'd take you to my wormery because you just love to see all the different kinds of worms and the way that they move.
Wriggly.
I can get them to waltz. They could waltz for you.
Oh, wow. I like waltzing. Wow.
Dancing insect seems to really be wriggling into Sandra's heart. But let's see what our other contestants can bring to the table.
Oh, well, I'd take you to the testing area, so we can mirror signal maneuver around the car park.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that's a euphemism or if he literally means he's going to take me to the testing area.
Seem to be more excited by the idea that it was a testing area than a euphemism.
Yes, very true.
Well, it appears our driving instructor may well be driving our contestant wild, but we have one more contestant. What do you have to say? That way.
Oh, I'll take you to the beach and we'll spend the day looking at the ocean.
Okay. I mean, I do live in Margate. I'm quite near the beach anyway. I have to say, it's not a unique selling point for me. Oh,
It may
but apparently it is.
you, but it certainly seems like the algorithm enjoyed the conciseness of the beach. Well, the algorithm has spoken, and it has been a shock for all of us, let me tell you, because unfortunately, I think Bonnie, our inset dance instructor, is getting thrown out of the competition. She just couldn't quite get the legs in this. We have one final chance for them to win your heart. Do you have one final question?
Yes. I would like to know what's the unique and special thing about you that would make me want to choose you over everybody else? That's to the C person.
Or not.
No, the other one. Oh, yes.
No, it's me. Yeah. So, because I live next to the sea, I always smell of fish. And because you're from Margate, you would love my smell.
Oh.
Well, that went down like a sack of fish.
Yes, I'm disturbed on many levels. Yes.
So let's take it away, driving instructor. Can you beat this creepathon?
Oh, is it the same question? I've forgotten what it was.
Yes. I wanted to know what's the special and unique thing about you, but really just say anything right now and that will be fine.
Oh, well, I drive a Ford KA, and it's especially good because it's got instead of a chain, it's got a band for its in the engine.
Oh, yes. do go on.
And
Please.
It makes it it can go many miles without needing the band changed.
Oh, wow. I do like that. No band changes for me.
I cannot believe this has happened. Our creep from by the sea is apparently your perfect match. Perhaps it's because you live in similar environments. Perhaps it's that computers think you would appreciate a fishy smell. Sandra, though, really it comes down to you. Are you going to trust the algorithm, or are you going to go with your squelchy human heart?
I'm going to go with my heart because I don't really want to date somebody who smells of fish.
It's okay, Sandra. The algorithm seems like it doesn't care either way. You know, it's more than okay for you to just decide to be single.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option. Yeah, I'll go for that one, please. that would be great.
Oh, too late. We've already cloned him.
Oh, well, I didn't realise he was so tiny. Can I change my mind now I've seen him?
Sandra, I'm afraid the computer says absolutely not. Tune in next week for The Language of Love, when the computer tries to connect two completely different humans who don't have anything in common apart from disgusting smells. I have been your host, and this has been the time the robot overlords take over.
And we're back! Thank you, Holly, for taking us on this improvised journey through love, improv, and AI. And my artificial intelligence modules want to show you something else. Ooh. So, I showed you so far lines generated for Roux. And Roux was only able to say lines coming from the AI. Then we showed you how we can classify love dialogue using a classifier. But look now, Julie and Marouen, I can also generate images. We use similar technology to deepfakes. Well, I mean, bad people on the internet use it for deepfakes, but we are good people, we improvisers who use it for fun. Look at the screen. You can see images generated using a generative adversarial network called Big Gun. It is coupled to an image-to-text classifier called Clip, and in response to text. It is based on open source code called Big Sleep, written by Ryan Murdoch and Wang, and I find it strange and beautiful. Don't you, Julie and Marouen?
Yeah.
This is great because it's going to inspire the end of the scene that you're going to do. But the beginning of a scene is going to be inspired by the following word, and I'm checking now my notes. Dead parrot. I think dead parrot is a great suggestion that we had over there in the lines that were sent to us. It's below Wind in the Willows. It doesn't show on the screen, but I can see it on mine. Yes, so dead parrot. And the painting is all going to be about dead parrot and what this means to the relationship between Julie and Marouen. Look at what the AI generates. Does it correspond to the scene? And scene.
Hello.
Hey, Percy. Thanks for coming in. The thing is, I'm hoping I have more luck in the competition by painting a real human rather than people's, pets.
I know. You said I'm your favorite model.
Well, I did, Percy. I mean, it's really nice when you pop by and just stand there for hours, because...
Can I look?
No. Give it a little while. The truth is, I'm not used to actually painting live anything, but live people. So it's just lovely. Really, really nice.
And I'm not any people, right?
Oh, you're my old school friend.
Are you making sure to put in the picture, how beautiful my eyes are?
Oh, I hadn't really... Gosh, now you say it, Percy, they are really, really special, like pools. Aww. Gosh, it's really quite lovely painting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like I like this vibe. I don't know. Am I here for the painting or something else? I don't know.
I can't think that he's quite a sort of, what's the word? I don't know. He seems more interested in me than in my artwork.
Yeah, I don't know. But I want a nice picture anyway.
First got fond of him. Oh, gosh, I mean, at school we were friends, but ever since he brought his taxidermied puppy to me, we just had a bond.
You know when you used to call me small parrot?
Percy, that was just playground stuff. You used to call me Smiley Llama.
Because you looked like one. No, I mean, just for kidding, we were kids.
These things run deep. I'd forgotten he could be a little mean in the playground, but He's still quite charming. I don't know.
She did look like a llama, yeah, and she kept talking about her visit to South America. She can't shut up. Anyway, listen. Remember one day we found this, like, dead animal, and you said to me, like, that you don't want to see dead animals, and I've hidden that animal from you and just took it to the woods. Do you remember that day? I did it for you.
I do remember, Percy. I do, but actually I was really upset because I just wanted to draw it. That was the day when I got excited about drawing people's deceased pets.
I hope you're not drawing me in that as a deceased pet.
Oh, no, I'm getting a real liveliness. It's really expressing the emotion that I felt when we were little and you call me llama.
What,
almost finished.
What's that? What? No. I hope you're not angry with me because I called you that. I'm your small parrot.
Percy, then we can move on.
You're not. I don't think you will move on. I think she's angry with me.
Oh, it's great. Art is so cathartic.
Show me the painting.
You're gonna love it, Percy. This is our new relationship expressed here. Are you ready?
Yes. Or maybe not.
I know.
What's that?
Well,
I think you feel like that's almost me, but dead.
oh, Percy, I just wanted to show that you are so cocooned and warm and safe in my heart.
I think I need to go.
Oh,
I
I
think
hope
it's
this...
dead between us. Our friendship is gone.
I'm sorry. I think I'm more suited to my previous painting. Live humans are maybe just not for me.
Indeed.
Ouch.
Indeed.
Oh, I think we need to uplift you right now. So let me tell you an epic love story taking place on a road trip. In this story, Sarah will be the cyborg, taking her lines from the AI. The audience made a suggestion, and I am looking at the suggestions. Oh. I think we are going to go with electric sheep, because I know that there are also nerds in the audience, like me. So we are going to go with electric sheep. Oh, how exciting. I always wanted to do an improv about Blade Runner. But this is not going to be an improv about Blade Runner. It's going to be something different. It's going to be made up on the spot. So, Sarah, you are on a road trip. The audience made a suggestion, and it's going to be a classical hero's journey. Look at Sarah, the cyborg. Can the AI make her a real hero and make her succeed on her journey?
How are you feeling?
They make good pets.
I mean, I suppose so. Aren't you a bit nervous?
Oh, what's it doing?
I think it's Jenny, I think it's wriggling around in there trying to find some food. Did you
I'm okay. You're okay.
I mean, they did ask if you wanted a sheep pen for the back, and you did say no.
Finding a place to hide.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's better that it's hiding there than trying to jump out of the car, right?
Why are we doing this?
This was your idea.
Wow, cool.
Well, that's what I said. I said, wow, cool, when you said, let's buy a sheep for a pet. I said, wow, cool. I said, I may be your younger sister. Nobody cares about Sally. They only care about Jenny. But if I go along with Jenny, everyone will think I'm cool.
This is not happening. You just don't get it.
Including buy a sheep and drive you across the country.
I can't leave you alone.
I don't want you to leave me alone, you see? Oh, one hand on the wheel.
You look like an echidna.
You know what? We are going to be brilliant sheep rearers.
Go ahead and ask me.
Okay. What is the best thing about owning a sheep?
Oh, okay. Everybody is so sad.
That is true. Everyone's sad because they're jealous. Hello, Roger.
Hiya, Sally.
We're just stopping off for some food and drink and maybe a bit of hay.
Don't hurt it.
I would.
Is that... Don't tell me you've actually gone ahead and bought yourself a sheep now.
Yeah.
You know how to take care of a sheep then?
What's the best thing about having a sheep?
Oh, I'm not falling for that one.
Oh.
Go on. You know what? I think you should tell us. What's the best thing about us having a sheep? We really need something positive.
Well, the best thing about owning a sheep is the fact that sheep are lovely, loyal animals that will give you everything that you give them.
Oh, it's using its legs to push itself out.
Yeah.
You never told me that we had a pregnant sheep.
Go on.
Now, sheep. We have sheep.
You're in over your heads.
You know how to take care of sheep.
Oh, I know. I know that not to go near them.
Oh, I feel like I have no connection to this sheep.
Sally, we should have just got you a Tamagotchi.
I'm sure she loves you too. Now we have 2 sheep.
And I'm pretty sure that sheep don't just give birth to one, so I'm pretty... Yeah, here it comes! Roger, we're going to need a lot more.
I really like watching sheep.
I'd really like to help you to help me deal with the sheep.
I mean, I've got some towels at back here. I don't know. What do you need? What do you need?
Pick something good about owning a sheep.
We've done that. Well, they bring you more sheep. How's that?
That's amazing.
We can only pay for one. Well, we can't sell it now. They're all part of the family. They are our babies now.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a magnifying glass?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think you want to look there. And now we have 3 sheep.
Don't get so worried. Everyone gets scared of things at first.
You're right. You know what? You're always so positive, apart from the time you said that the best thing about owning a sheep was everyone being sad.
You might be surprised what you can do with them.
Eat? What can you do with them? I mean, I'm vegan, so I'm not going to eat them.
Sheep are very good pets.
Well, that was the premise of this.
The sheep likes to do what you want.
Really?
That's the best thing about a sheep.
You think we could train these 3 sheep to do what we want?
That's a bit of fun.
Okay. Owning 3 sheep just got cool.
Oh, Sally, it's like having a grandchild. I can't believe you've brought me his little lamb.
We want to breed them.
Oh, it makes me so happy. I never thought I'd be a grandma, and now I am. Thank you, my love, my daughter.
I like that.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. This one's beautiful. It looks just like you.
Oh, I'm going to have 4 sheep one day.
Oh, my.
We want to be a farmer.
Oh, that makes me delighted. The ladies in the bingo are going to go, Deirdre, you have such a lovely family.
Let's get a sheep each. Isn't that fun? 3 sheep.
Oh, I don't mind how much they eat. I'll make cakes for all of them.
Hey, guys, I found a ram.
I want to try this one.
Oh,
That's the plan, but only if they fancy each other.
girls, I didn't explain the birds and the bees to you yet. You're only 25.
I've lived in the country.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, this one. It's so happy.
Oh, not a ram, a male lamb.
Oh, okay. Lovely. That's super. Oh.
In the news today, a kidnapping of 25 lamb, 3 sheep, 7 sheep from a farm.
Jenny?
The police is investigating.
Jenny?
This is stressful.
Yes, it is stressful.
Who owns these sheep?
Jenny, you told me you own these sheep. We don't own these sheep.
This is what I heard.
We're going to have to do the honourable thing. And we're going to have to give back Baba and Black Sheep, Wooly and Peter and John.
I'm not going to own any sheep anymore.
You know what? It's going to be hard. But we're doing the right thing. We shouldn't have stolen some sheep.
Why don't you tell us something positive?
Okay, the positive thing is that the Baba and John, the ram, got on really well. So I'm pretty sure that the farmer we accidentally stole them off will be okay with it because he's going to be getting a few free sheep.
Oh, you've done so well. We are going to have to kill the sheep.
No!
And scene! Let's end it there. Oh, no, it's not ending there. There is another scene coming up. Oh, I'm sorry, I was being oversensitive. Did you know that robots are vegan? Yes, now you know. Anyway, next scene. I mean, still the same scene.
I will
Sorry
sell
for interfering.
the sheep and retire from farming.
Well, you've come to the right place. This is the I do trade in sheep.
Oh, I'll try to catch it, but the rest of you can't touch it.
The rest of us, me and my assistants at this here market stall, well, fair enough. You can't handle the goods before you've paid for them. That's what I always say. So, how many sheep is it that you have to sell?
I have a little lamb for you.
Oh, well, he looks very good. I will pay you £10.
Oh, we're giving you back the sheep.
Giving me back the sheep? You mean to say These sheep are, in fact, the stolen sheep that I've been missing.
Oh, it's super cute.
Don't try and distract me with their cuteness.
You're the man.
Don't try and flatter me.
Hey! Is she giving you back your sheep?
Well, she almost tried to sell them back to me.
The sheep is dead.
Oh,
no, it's not. It's not. You need to stop lying to this man. You stole his sheep and then you tried to sell it back to him. No. We will give you these sheep back with extras because she has a boyfriend now. If you promise not to kill them.
But how will I use them for wool? And to
You don't have to kill them to wool them.
That's true. Fine, it's a deal.
You want to buy it?
Hooray!
All is well that ends well. I was being oversensitive and I intervened, but the story ended up so well as the sheep came back to the owner and agriculture has been perpetuated. We can talk about it later. So thank you, Sarah, for this beautiful hero's journey. We saw how the AI chatbot can generate dialogue that can be part of a longer story. But now, let us make this even more ambitious. This time, the AI will generate the narration and the narrative story structure. Our next pair of suggestions is 3 Weetabix for breakfast and Peter Kropotkin's egg sandwich. There will be a Peter Kropotkin in the next scene, and it will feature egg sandwiches and 3 Weetabixes for breakfast. It will take place in a hotel.
Peter.
Hello, yes, that's me, Peter Kropotkin.
Peter.
Yes. Yes, it is he. It is I.
I know. Peter, what I'm saying is,
Janice, spit it out. Tell me.
I love having breakfast with you on the terrace. I just love it.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I have the breakfast for you. We are having my signature 3 Weetabix and egg blend.
In the whole of our marriage, you've never let me down once. Not one day have you gone into kippers or porridge or anything else. It's just been that.
Always. Always for you, Janice.
Oh, that's what I love about you. Consistency.
Yes, and I love the consistency of Weetabix and egg.
Oh.
Peter and Janice were having a lovely discussion over breakfast. She asked Peter what the subject of her conversation had been. He said that they'd been talking about the kids and their growing up. They were planning on buying a car for Heathery soon. That would be nice, she thought.
She's going to love this car, Peter.
Oh, she most certainly is, our lovely child, Heathery.
Our lovely Heathery. I think it's really nice that we give something to the next generation.
Oh yes, a way to keep them mobilized and moving around and going wherever they need to be in this crazy, crazy world.
Oh, who'd want to be young nowadays, eh, Peter? Remember when we were young?
Oh, I remember it like it were yesterday, Janice. Sitting in the front terrace, eating Weetabix and egg. Oh, good times.
Great times, Peter. I remember them. Oh, Heathery!
Oh, Heathery, I didn't realise you were back there.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. Thanks so much for the car. It's super cool.
It's very nice, isn't it? But, you know, we like to be generous and consistent in our generosity.
One day will I be allowed to drive it, because it's just like I'm 37 and sometimes like it's a bit uncool when your parents take you to work and stuff.
Oh.
Well, you have to pass your driving test first.
Oh, yeah, I really am trying, and I reckon 15th time lucky.
Let's hope so, Heathery, but until then, you just let your mum do it for you.
Okay, Mum, but can...
The door of a car was still unlocked. Peter and Janice were talking about Heathery and her first birthday party. It was a big event. For all the family and friends, it was a big event.
Oh. This is where we held that first birthday party. Do you remember?
Wow. It looks really, really run down.
Well, it was 36 years ago. Things have changed.
Yeah, things were different in the 80s.
Mum and Dad, do you ever think that, like, maybe we're living in the past a little bit, and maybe it might be time for me to move out and just, you know, go for it on my own?
You're talking about change, Heathery?
Well, not change, just more like adaptation.
Talk to her, Peter. Talk to her.
I will. Why would you want to leave the warm bosom of our family, Heathery?
Oh, Dad, don't you ever wish for more? Don't you sometimes think, I'm going to have bacon for breakfast and I don't even care? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Bacon for breakfast? How obtuse! How outrageous! I don't even know who you are anymore, Heathery!
You're not like a daughter of ours!
Peter was speaking about that day. When Peter and Janice had their first party, there were lots of guests swimming in the pool. Angus was one of them. He arrived in a carriage.
Hi, Angus.
Hello.
Wow, he's really exotic.
Well, you know, we like to put on a good show, don't we? It was so nice of you to come to the party, Angus.
Yes, all right. I had to take a break from my travels.
Wow. Is there any chance you could, like, just give us a bit of space?
You want?
This is a very special party because she's coming up 40.
Yeah.
Almost. Just a few years off.
Yeah.
Big number.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we thought, you know, we'd make a few different friends come along and mix things up, because she likes apparently to mix things up a bit.
I see, and to break the tension between mother and daughter that's here, isn't it?
What tension, Angus? What tension could there possibly be?
No tension here. Change is good, isn't it, Angus? It can be good, can't it, changing things?
I'm sorry. I've spent too much time isolated in the wilderness to pick up on social cues. I'm not sure if that was something I should have said, but it is something I sensed.
It is fine. It's fine, Angus. It's it's time for things to be said, and it's time for changes to happen.
Well, I'm going to go and get you a glass of your favourite birthday punch, young lady, and if you've changed your mind about change when I come back.
I don't even Angus, I don't even like the birthday punch. It's vaguely vomitous. You have to help me. You have to get me out, Angus.
It is up to you to take it out.
As she had many talents, she knew quite a bit about the business. The party was over.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody, to put such a dampener on the party, but yeah, I am. I'm leaving.
I'm not going to fight it, Heathery. I know you've got to make your own way in life, even though we do have a beautiful terrace.
Beautiful.
We always knew it would come to this, Heathery, in the end. Now go, take the car and go and seek out the adaptation and change you so desire.
Peter,
Dad.
you have put some Weetabix in the boot, haven't you?
Mum,
Dad.
I don't need Weetabix.
I'm 40 and I've never had any birthday or anything.
Oh, Barry,
What about me?
I'm the favourite.
Thank you, dear audience, and thank you, GPT-3, for generating such a compelling and consistent narrative. We have seen how general artificial intelligence can help us tell better stories. So, wonderful audience, tonight has been a delight, but now it's time that we attempt the most challenging feat of human creativity, poetry. This Turing test will put human and machine minds to the test as we attempt to convince you that a machine can make poetry or not. Our poem will be a Turing test, and the suggestion of the poem is Tsars in their eyes. Yes, it is one of the last suggestions that was made, and I found it beautiful. Tsars in their eyes. So, dear audience, listen carefully as the improvisers tell you the story. And we have Harry, Rue, Marouen, Julie, Sarah, and Holly telling a poem. Your role, audience, is to guess who among them is a cyborg taking their lines from a chatbot. And scene.
Allow us to play act this one.
I thought I could try just a little bit harder.
Step after step. This can be done.
Just look above you at your heart.
I have something in my eye.
I have many things in my eyes.
The soul-searching glance from the little blue eyes.
Can it pierce me through the window of my soul?
Speed is the ultimate fear.
Look up and you might just see a shooting star.
Mother, it is cold where the planets meet the sea.
It's not stars I have in my eyes, but they're the same colour.
The ultimate enemy. The speed of death.
My nemesis. He haunts me as ever.
Don't fear your enemy. Fear your future.
Look up. Look out.
It is lonely in the universe.
The universe may be a place of solitude, but if everyone is solitary, are we really alone?
Thank you, Holly. That was a beautiful closing line. Did it come from an AI? Please vote in the suggestion page. And let's see the cast again. Let's zoom out. We have from left Harry, then Rue, then Marouen, then Holly, Julie, and Sarah. Which one of them was the cyborg? As, dear audience, you are typing in the suggestion page, well, let me tell you, this is the end of our show. We have shown you how technology, AI, and virtual reality can inspire improvisers to build silly nonsense together. Improv is a deep philosophical reflection of the meaning of life. There is none. So tonight, we have had a fantastic cast. Harry Turnbull, Holly Mallett, Julie Flower, Marouen Mraihi, Roel Fox, Sarah Davies. At the keyboards, Ingmar Dasseville. Kory Mathewson was co-directing the immersive online platform for improv. No, he was co-directing operating the AI chatbot because Boyd was a virtual director who designed the immersive online platform in virtual reality. I skipped my lines. I am Piotr Mirowski, creator of the show and co-founder of Improbotics, and I program the AI tools that sometimes work, sometimes they do not. Thank you, dear audience, for logging in and for your wonderful suggestions. If you want to know more, please follow us online, obviously on Facebook, Twitter, and the website, whose links are all being behind and also added to the stream. And last but not least, we would like to thank Art AI, De Montfort University for organizing this show, and in particular Sean Clark at the streaming and the two festival co-organizers, Luba Elliott and Tracy Harwood. So now we have a panel with Sarah, Boyd, Kory, yours truly, and let's invite Tracy back on the deck. Woohoo! Robot dance.
Wow, Alex has really got some moves. What a fascinating show. And thank you so much to all of you for really entertaining us for the last hour and 15 minutes. It's been wonderful. Thanks very much. We've got some questions from the audience. Are you up for some questions?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Great. Okay, well, I've got one here to start you off. So all come back into the deck, because it's great to be on the deck with you all.
We are back.
Hey, brilliant. Okay. Okay, so there are really clearly four quite separate parts, I think, to the show. You've got Alex, who's disappeared for the moment. The comedy improv that you all do. This background, the art sort of side of the background. The improv live music is the other element of it. How do you prepare for an AI show like this?
We sleep a lot, I guess, in between rehearsals, and then we practice, because that's basically the only way to make it work. So the whole cast that you have seen here and a few more people have been meeting every week for the last year, since the beginning of the pandemic, when we switched from meeting in person to online. And we just iteratively introduced new elements to the games and we practiced them. Sarah, how did you think the rehearsal process went?
Yeah, I think it's super interesting because improv really is all about kind of taking risks, celebrating failure. So you can practice structure and you can practice the mechanics, but obviously you never know what's coming because it's a spontaneous art form. And the rehearsals are super exciting because we're always experimenting with ideas, experimenting with form. But I think what grounds it is that kind of the improv practice and making sure, there we all are. Just making sure that we really kind of stick to the ethos of improv, of supporting each other, which, you know, has been great over the past year because we've been able to meet remotely as well.
Well, what's super interesting, of course, is you're all in, you know, different parts of the world as well, aren't you? So Kory's in Canada. Mm-hmm. Some of you are in London. Is somebody in Sweden as well? Did I pick that up as well?
Yeah, Jutta, who's not with us tonight, but yeah, she's in Sweden.
And is somebody in Amsterdam?
I'm from Amsterdam, however.
You're not there right now, but you're all in different parts. So we've got this whole issue of lag to deal with, which is kind of really interesting that you kind of cope with that in performance, which is fascinating to kind of see. Now, who does the backgrounds to this?
That's Boyd.
Boyd, where's Boyd? There you go, Boyd.
Here's Boyd.
So, Boyd, tell us a little bit about how you've created the background here, because, you know, from my point of view, being, you know, fascinated by things like machinima, you know, game-based technology, the fact that you're able to mix us as, you know, real avatars, if you like, with this, you know, kind of almost like game-based background. How did you do that? What technology are you using for that?
This program that's running this show is built in some software called Touch Designer. I'm doing my PhD research in different kinds of improvisational performance when the pandemic hit. We obviously couldn't meet together, and so I had to think of how I could do the research that I was doing, which involved a lot of digital avatars and mask work into a virtual space. And so I quickly hobbled a very rough version of this. And then over the last year, with the help of Kory and Piotr, we've kind of fleshed it out into a full-blown kind of broadcast tool that takes video feeds from any kind of source and mixes them together. We built these 3D environments that we can, when all goes well, we can zoom around in. But yeah, so it's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle. We use OBS to bring in video feeds. We build our environments in Unreal Engine and Cinema 4D, and we composite and bring everything to this sort of playful environment inside this software called Virtual Director, which I built inside of Touch Designer.
That's a hell of an endeavor, I think. Well, congratulations and well done for doing that. Got another question then. This one is from Chrysanta. She says, maybe we need a multimodal transformer to link emotion with language, but where would we get the emotional data set to link with language? I suppose the GPT-3 lacks this emotional grounding, right?
Completely. So we have been riffing with Kory about how to incorporate laughter, like the have a machine read laughter, read the room. Because that's, so Kory is so excited, he's just whizzing around. So yes, we were thinking about how to incorporate laughter and all the other body language, and it's hard. Kory, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Incorporating emotion and language are really, is something amazing that our human brain can do really effectively. And getting that data to link that the multimodal data is not straightforward. So we've played with a few things like emojis and sort of like sentiment analysis, topical analysis, but understanding the intensity of a scene is something that our system can't really do quite yet. So we explore a few different ways to do it. One of them is audience perception, right? The audience is going to tell you everything you need to know about how the scene is going. So yeah, looking at detecting laughter in audio signals is an active area of exploration that we're looking to collaborate with a whole bunch of people in. So if that's something that you're able to do or interested in, please reach out. And being able to detect laughter often means that you've built this really good computational representation of what laughter is, and you can then synthesize laughter. And then once you synthesize laughter, well, then there's a contagious effect, and you can start to modulate emotions by generating emotions, systems that do it. So, yeah, I think Chrisette's right onto something that, like, the next step after text generation is imbuing that text with a lot of emotion, and, there's a few interesting paths to follow.
When the show started...
Go on, sorry.
I was just saying, when the show started, so 3 years ago, when we were in Leicester for the first time, Kory was already on screen and I was on stage. Yeah. So what happened is that we just had a computer voice, the Apple computer voice or the Google WaveNet saying things in a very monotonous way. And that's what we had for a long time. And we realized that, wow, humans are actually pretty good at expressing emotions. So instead of having those lines read by a machine and having to project all your feelings onto some little robot, we should actually do a new kind of show. And that's what led to Improbotics, which is basically, okay, humans get the lines and then they run with it. They inject emotions, they inject their own expression, they inject the double entendre, the interpretation, and they really make it work by adding everything that is missing to a chatbot, basically.
Yep, absolutely fascinating. So another question then, do you prefer online or real stage work? And really, what aspects of each do you enjoy the most and why?
I'm looking at you, Boyd.
I'm looking at Sarah.
I'm looking at Sarah too.
I'm looking at you all. Yeah, I think it's super, super interesting because my day job is I'm a drama lecturer, so I'm used to having the real life stage at all times, really. And I think at the very start of the pandemic, we jumped on Zoom straight away, and our whole ethos in Improbotics has always been to kind of make Alex, or make the robot, the AI, the hero rather than the problem. And I think we've extended that to the virtual space in that anything that could potentially be, like freezing and lags and things like that, we can play with, we can find some joy in it. So it's very difficult to compare the two because they're two quite separate entities, and the way that you communicate with each other, the way you perform is quite different if you're physically in a space together or not. That said, the virtual direction allows a lot of those things that you wouldn't get if you were in gallery view on Zoom. So you can feel that, that you're actually close to other performers. You can feel like you're passing them objects. We've done lots of work on all those kind of things to try and make that space relatively similar to the stage. So they're kind of both unique in their own ways. And I think I personally will probably always carry on doing some form of online performance as well as, real life performance, if you want to call it that. And because you get to link with people from all over the world, and that's really, really important, I think.
Yeah, I get that. I think we have a very international audience on a YouTube channel as well. Mm-hmm. This is a question actually for those that are actually following live on YouTube. Question is, have we actually solved the Zoom fatigue problem with the performance this evening? So you can drop your comments into the Improbotics feed or drop it into chat. We'd love to hear what you think about that. Another question for you then. What AI development would really advance your improv process?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, emotion was one. Obviously, image generation is one that we're just starting to play with. And it's even now, it's still, you can sort of see a bit of how, the limitation, the constraint of how long it takes to generate these images is still... Nice reaction. No, it's perfect. It's you can see a bit of how the latency in how long it takes to generate images is something we're struggling with and trying to build into the show. So innovations in terms of generating images much faster, with more complexity, with more diversity, and with more sort of content, with more like rigid content and structure, that's going to be something super fun to play with, because then we can bring that live to the stage and say generate backdrops in real time during the show that characters are exploring.
So if I may add, in addition to generating images, we should also have the machine understand the images to understand what's going on, who is where, and that kind of links to this whole question about understanding emotions, understanding the context.
One of the exciting things about working online has been the opportunity to look at sort of how visual environments can become part of an improvisational experience, which we typically don't have access to when we're on stage. You know, we use the suspension of disbelief. So our next step with AI is actually looking at how artificial intelligence can actually take the role of the virtual director and sort of curate the backgrounds and the environments in real time as people are talking. It's still, there's so many hurdles to get over to get to that stage, but that's one of our goals, is that so all the stuff that I'm doing kind of behind the scenes can be is essentially set up for other types of entities to make decisions, including robots.
That's pure machinima for me. Pure machinima.
Yes.
Can't wait to see that. Well, final question, as we're getting quite close to time, and I just want to say a little bit at the end. Just very quickly, how do you see the show evolving in future then? I mean, I'm sure you're dead keen to get back to stage, but how are you going to push it forwards? What are we going to see next year?
So you can see us in Brighton on the 19th and 20th of June, on Brighton Fringe, yes, in person, in flesh. And we will pay a beer to anyone who tells us who the cyborg was tonight.
Do we know he means him?
We had suggestions, Holly and Julie. Actually, it was Harry. That's the answer to the question. But yes, so we have...
beer for everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I mean, if they can reference this show... let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh my God, what did I do? But anyway, so we are going back to Brighton and then to Camden in August. So we are going to explore mixed reality shows, which means shows that have something on stage and something on screen, and that basically go against boundaries. It's very blurring the boundary is something that you find in every application for any Arts Council thing, but it's actually what we are trying to do, literally. And that's what technology enables us to do.
Before the pandemic, we actually were constructing a physical show that used a lot more projections and used motion tracking to drive avatar bodies. So we're actually excited about taking what we've learned online and seeing how we can create these sort of hybrid mixed reality experiences that Piotr just talked about.
Well, I'm sure we're all really looking forward to that. We've got a minute left. I just want to say a few things to the audience. But firstly, thank you so much for being our launch performance for the AI Festival this year. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. Back scene on the YouTube channel, we've got Luba and Chris, who've been helping with the discussion there. And of course, thanks to Sean, who's also in the background managing our tech support as well. But a huge thank you to all of you for your wonderful performance this evening. Boyd, can I ask for your help with a couple more slides, please? Okay, so I just want to say, if you skip forward, that's it, thank you. A huge thanks again to our sponsors and supporters. And in particular, Sean, who is the founder of the Computer Arts Archive and is involved heavily with the Computer Arts Society as well. And also to Luba and Chris, who have been helping with the chat this evening as well. And finally, on my next slide, I just wanted to put up a brief reminder about the ways that you can get in touch with us and maybe start a conversation about any of the artworks that we're showcasing on social media. We'll follow up with a request for feedback from those of you that registered on our Eventbrite this evening, and of course a recording from tonight's activities will go up on the YouTube channel shortly, and we'll share that on our social media links in due course. So finally, thanks to you, the audience, for being part of our launch evening. We hope you enjoyed it and very much look forward to seeing you at our next online event, and maybe in Leicester too, if you get a chance to come and have a look at our installations. Thank you and good night.